Mental Health Awareness Month for men, not just men alone, to focus on our black men, our men of color. Because behind every strong man, there's a version of him that cried in silence, suffered in silence, and survived in silence. So, but that ends here. Today, we got to open up the vault with no filters, no fake, just straight strength, just the truth.
Fact. I'm ready for it.
All
What
right.
you got for me?
Let me ask you this. What does mental health really mean for men? Why is it overlooked?
It's overlooked because nobody really cares. We're supposed to be the strong ones, and the society, most people really don't care. The only people who really genuinely care is like your mother, your grandmother, um, people like that. Like now, you do have, every now and then you will find like a spouse, or something like that that cares, but most people really in it to be selfish. So as a man, every time we decide that we want to vent or tell somebody how we feel, we're looked at as being weak and just all kind of stuff. Like if you tell your girl one of your vulnerable moments, she liable to leave you, or she liable to look at the next man like he's got more power and strength because he don't really express his feelings like that. When in reality, you probably more hood than that dude is.
So, does that make you feel like you have a pressure to hide how you feel, and what did it do to you?
To be honest with you, it taught me to shut up because it seemed like every time I would express my feelings, it just seems like the relationship or the situation or whatever it was, it would turn like you no longer have that level of power or that level of respect that you had previously. So
What do you feel you wish somebody told you in the moment?
I wish I actually could understand or at least pretend to understand or
Or during your lowest moment, like what do you wish a elder or someone seasoned told you in that moment? And why do you feel men stay silent while they're struggling? Just because of being looked at.
at some point in time we just learn to do it and it just becomes a part of life. Every now and then we might get some homeboys that we might can get around and all of us might vent our problems to.
So is that how you deal with like emotional pain or anxiety or stress relief?
Nah, I just usually I'll go I'll go dancing, I'll go to the gym, I'll come out here to the garden, I might come shooting in the backyard here in the woods or something. Just try to get the energy out some kind of other way, and maybe do some learning. I do a lot of self improvement, like personal. I forget the name.
Self help?
I forget the name of the exact term, but it's like personal development.
Okay.
I do a lot of personal development, audio books and stuff like that. Maybe learn some languages. So it's always somewhere I try to take the outlet on.
How do you think we could create a safer space for men to open up without feeling judged or felt weaker? Because it's not a weak thing. I am a woman to say that that's not a weak thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to open up to everyone, and you have to be guarded in certain circumstances.
Facts.
But you have to know who and when and how to move as far as your feelings. That's just me personally. So, what do you think that would be a safer space for men?
If women could just actually let us be us and talk, because like we're still leaders, we're still strong, but we need a woman to actually like not throw it back in our face at a heated moment. Like we might let our guard down and be like, oh baby, yeah, this happened to me when I was a kid, and this is why I'm this way. Well, 3 months down the line, there comes an argument, and then she throw it right in
Yeah,
your face.
I understand that.
That's why I can't tell you shit.
Yeah.
And that's the whole dynamic changes then.
How has vulnerability made you stronger?
Because I don't hold anything in. It's strong. It makes me stronger because it's less stress for myself, so I feel more free. So
And I tell people that all the time. So when they see me and they're like, my age and why I look so youthful, even when I'm going through stuff, and you always hear elders say, you don't have to look like what you're going through, because you're creating a space, a world for yourself that is at peace to release something. And you ain't got to be outright crazy or disrespectful. You got to create a trade or
Yeah.
create something you enjoy doing to make it, you know.
Absolutely. I agree 100,000%. Actually, look, that's a million right there.
That's a million. I got it. Hey, that's a million. Yes. What does it mean to truly keep it a million when it comes to mental health? And I ain't talking about all that greenery, because you know I like to eat the meats.
Yeah,
So, you know, you're a healthy young man. I respect you. You know what I'm saying? I see what you're doing. I respect it, you know?
appreciate it.
So, tell me.
Um, Mental health is everything. Even if you gotta cut off people that you love, if they're bringing stress to you, if they're causing trauma to you, if they're not valuing you, if they're misguiding you, and you know that's not the way, you gotta leave it. No matter how much it hurts you to leave it, you gotta let it go. And sooner or later, after that grief of you letting them go passes by, you'll be so much free.
Most definitely. Most definitely. It's a weight lifted off of you. So
Yeah.
I want to say it like this old school way. You know how some people say, she's a pain in my neck. Let me tell you something. I was with somebody that was literally a pain in my neck. And when I was released from this person, that pain I didn't have any longer.
See, look,
So,
stress.
yeah,
And
mental health is, that's what I'm saying. As a black man, I respect you for having this conversation with people in general, black men, men in general, because that mental health thing is a touchy subject.
Yeah. And I bet you I can tell you right where the pain was, too.
Where? Yes, yes, yeah,
It's that stress. Listen,
yeah,
I've had it before, too.
yeah. That's not a good feeling.
You dealing with the wrong person.
Hmm. How has your definition of manhood changed over the years?
Well, when I was younger, to be honest with you though, I've never really been that off-headed guy. I always been level-headed, but it still has changed. Like as a younger dude, being a man was honestly, it hasn't changed. It just matured.
Remember, I said the game don't change,
Yeah,
merely
yeah.
the players. Is the game don't change?
Yeah. So basically, all I can say is I went from being a hot boy rolling with the hot cats.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Running, selling the wrong stuff, doing the wrong stuff, to becoming a businessman.
Yeah.
Running a business, teaching other people how to start their own business.
Yeah.
Helping people build and grow things. So, and on top of that, now I want to spread it. I want to spread that seed, just like I put a seed out and everything's multiplying.
And while you say that, why do you think it's so hard for men to say, I need help? And what's the cost of that silence? You know, like let me tell you something. I've said a lot that what's said sometimes, what's not said sometimes is worse than what's being said. Because at least the person that's actually speaking and getting it off their chest, they're saying what it is. You may not like the way they're saying it, but they're saying what it is. So when you're not applying, that's what it is. So,
That part.
so, yeah, you got to say something. Closed mouths don't get fed. That doesn't change,
You're absolutely right.
because you're only hurting yourself.
Yep.
That's why you outside in peace.
And peace.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are you working on?
I'm just pulling the weeds out.
What is that down there? What kind of?
This right here is squash.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between coping and healing? And which one are you doing right now?
I'm healed. Now I will say I just recently went through something that kind of like disappointed me really bad. But as far as like certain things I haven't healed with, and certain things.
And that's for everybody. Like, you will grow in this area and you haven't grown in this area.
Right.
So you focus on the same thing. So like, if you're at the gym, you going for a specific, most people go for a specific thing. Right. So if you know you're bad in a certain area, you're flawed severely in a certain area, you're going to focus on that versus working on some stuff you already got. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
So,
As far as losing loved ones, can never heal from that.
No, no, no.
So, you know, that goes. It's always gonna be a hurt there. But relationship wise, um, I'm healed. I went through. I just recently met somebody. Got disappointed on that, but I'm okay. You know, it's a little letdown. But as far as like being hurt, broken, and all of that, nope, I've healed. I've been officially single since 2012, Christmas Eve. So I have plenty of time to grow on myself and do all of this, the development. I'm grown so much that most people, I'm so mentally ahead of them in levels. Like I probably seem boring to the girls nowadays because like I'm just so far ahead. So when I find somebody who's mentally on my level, I might open up. But right now, I'm chilling, yo. So
How can we break the generational cycle of emotional suppression among men?
say that one more time?
How can we break the generational cycle of emotional suppression of men among men?
It starts with the women. When a guy is coming, ladies, when your man is coming home, he's quiet, he's scared to open up to you. You got to go to him. You got to be like, hey, baby, rub him on his back, kiss him, rub his feet, whatever.
So you saying like,
Wait, hold on, cause like, and then break it down to him like, hey, look, I know you normally, or you don't open up because things past relationship, etc., etc., etc. But it's okay with me. It's a safe place. Let him know it's safe to open up, and let him know that you will not bring this up in the future. You probably need to get this shit signed in blood, ladies, because y'all still have a problem with bringing shit up anyway. So you need to let him know that you will not be bringing this up to put in his face in the future, because that's why he won't tell you shit. And if you
okay, you know what?
Wait. Once you get that across to him and you convince him that you ain't gonna bring it up in the future, he'll open up to you. I promise.
What are some subtle signs a man might be depressed, even if he looks okay? Like maybe we don't know. Maybe I don't know. I mean, shit, you was acting normal yesterday, and 2 seconds later, boom, you bipolar. I don't know.
You won't know. You won't know.
Oh
The
damn.
thing is, yeah, you won't know.
Oh
Because,
damn.
Yeah, the only time you'll actually know is if you know him really well and you take him out to a public place. If he tends to always be uplifted and he seems to be down and he just kind of quiet to himself, that's how you'll know. But like just running into him, you won't know.
How do you deal with anger and what's underneath the anger?
I smoke weed. I go shooting. Every now and then I come out. I'll give you an example right now. Every now and then I come out here and I'll do this right here. I'll go right over here and I'll have a little target practice. I do that. I go to the gym. Look how you looking at me.
Nigga, who
might
would
go
expect
back and
somebody?
edit
Yeah, you might as well not, cause I mean, shit.
Keep it a million.
Nigga,
What?
let's keep it a million. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a look for me. It was like a startle. It wasn't a let me run. It was a startle. Shit.
I might go to the gym. I'll come out here in the garden. So it's ways to release energy. So I mean, and that's why when you see me, I'm always cool, calm, collected, because I always release when I'm feeling down.
But what way do you feel like a man is self-sabotaging? Because I hear men say women self-sabotage a lot. What ways do you feel like y'all self-sabotaging is hurting? Your pride is the devil.
Going to the liquor, self-sabotaging. You need to focus on better things. You don't need to focus on the bottle. But I mean, if you need to smoke a little weed, I get it. But the liquor, y'all, you killing your liver, you hurting your body. So don't sabotage your health. That's one thing that a lot of men do instantly. When we start getting fat because we want to eat a lot and do all that. Nah, man, it's time to make better moves. And then another thing, we get out here and we're angry at the world. We gotta hold that. We gotta hold it in ourselves and just find other ways to release that energy. What I just did just a minute ago. I wasn't really holding that much stress today, but it felt good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
What's the strongest version of you? Say to the broken version of you.
Excuse my language. Fuck the bullshit and get to the money. Or basically just get to bettering yourself, like all around the board. Become somebody so great that you won't even recognize yourself in your now. You see what I'm saying? Do
But
something
that
different.
ends here. That ends today. That's why Mr. Jamellionaire opened up the vault.
Is that all of them? What?
If you're a brother out there carrying weight on your chest, fighting invisible battles, or just tired of pretending you're good when you're not, this one is really for you.
That was really all of them for real?
Yeah.
That went fast. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Listen,
Let's keep it all the way 100 and all the way healing.
all the way healing.
Damn, Schizo, calm down.